My name is Jacob Darty. I go to Washington State University, and this is my before and after story. The word I would use for before is self-righteous. I grew up in a Christian family, went to youth group and Bible studies, and church every Sunday, and I gave my life to Christ when I was 6 years old. I didn't really know what that meant at the time. I knew that God loved me, and that I could go for Him when I needed help, but I didn't really love God. I just really took advantage of His love at the time. Some important things in my life were that other people would view me as somebody who had their life all together. And I got this by, getting good grades and doing well in sports and having all the answers in church. And it was very important to me to be viewed in this light. And I was convinced that someday I could actually be good enough to where I could tell God that, God, I don't need you. I can do it by myself. Even though I knew this wasn't true, because it says in Romans 3:23, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. And one of the big insecurities in my life was when I couldn't do something that was out of my control, I would have to rely on God. And this kind of hurt my pride because it reminded me I couldn't do it by myself. A big change happened when I graduated high school and I started working at this Christian summer camp. And I went there viewing this almost as an opportunity to increase my righteousness and, be able to say, I'm a better Christian now. I'm doing this for God, and I'm just so great. But I went there, and I was so far out of my comfort zone. Didn't have family or friends there, and so I really had to rely on God while I was there. And while I was there, I was relying on God reluctantly, while all these people around me were inviting God into their lives and making Him just a huge part of it. And I just saw the love that they had for God, and I wondered why I didn't have it. And I realized because I wasn't inviting God to be a part of my life. And so that summer I really invited God to just take hold, and I wanted to trust Him throughout the whole summer, and it totally changed my life, made my relationship with God exponentially better. And so 2 verses I really pulled from that summer was Luke 12:6, where it talks about how 5 sparrows are sold for 2 pennies, and how God doesn't forget the sparrows, and how much more important are we that God's not going to forget us. Also, the 2nd verse is 1 Corinthians 10:13. He will not let you be tempted more than you can bear, but when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so you can stand up under it. And this is huge because God will give us things that it's just too much for us. But if we invite God into the situation with us, then we'll be able to stand up. And so my afterword would be secure. I'm secure in Christ. I don't have to do it on my own anymore. And I view people now, if they're Christians, as brothers and sisters in Christ. And if they're not, I want to share the joy that I have in Christ and the security I have in Christ. So that's my story. I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions, or if you just want to share your own story, you can send a Facebook message, or if you just want to watch other stories from other WSU students, you can click the hashtag before and after on this post. Thank you, and I hope to hear from you.